Right, it's the West End play that has been going wrong for years.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Cornley Polytechnic Drama Society's presentation of The Murder at Havisham Manor.
Got it.
What? Why aren't you supposed to say cut?
Oh, cut.
You can't just slap your thigh and say got it. What are you?
I did.
What? I know, but it wasn't very professional, was it?
Calm down.
How can I? It should be easy to get this done wrong. We're just filming the play.
Well, I know, and it should be easy.
It's a trailer. How hard can it be?
You're a terrible director.
Do you know what? It's absolutely hilarious, and that's why it's done an 8-year run. It's the longest running comedy in the West End. And now, thanks to a huge extension, you can see the Olivier Award-winning The Play That Goes Wrong for a whole extra year in the West End. Now, the original cast members and creators behind the comedy hit, Nancy Zamit and Henry Lewis, join me now. Welcome, both of you.
Hello, Kat.
Oh, this is exciting, isn't it? Do you know, every time I go into London, I see so many posters and flyers. The Play That Goes Wrong, but, you know, I'm like, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it, but I want to. I do. I now have got a whole extra year. I want to. I want to. So just explain what it's actually about.
Go on, Hen. You can explain
go on,
what
Hen.
your show's about.
Okay, yeah. So The Play That Goes Wrong is a murder mystery play called The Murder at Havisham Manor. But everything that could possibly go wrong in the show does. The set collapses. The actors mess up their lines. One of the cast members is knocked unconscious and has to be replaced. So it's a real kind of catalogue of absolute disaster. And the play is presented by a fictional amateur dramatics group called the Cornley Drama Society. And you start to, as the play unravels, see the characters of the actors appear beneath the characters of the murder mystery.
Yeah, Henry, it's just, you know, for me, it's so rooted in classic British comedy. You know, the Monty Python, you know, the Morecambe and Wise, the Two Ronnies, or the slapstick, I suppose, is the word I'm looking for. Would you say that sort of aptly describes this? It is classic British comedy at its best.
Absolutely, definitely elements of slapstick in there. Lots and lots of physical gags that you don't often get to see done live on stage. Kind of physical comedy that scale. So it's really, really exciting to see for that reason. It's very much, Monty Python inspired. Monty Python meets the Mousetrap, I think, where one reviewer said when we first started.
Yeah, it's quite a compliment, isn't it? Yeah.
It's it's really, really fun show, and I think it takes lots of traditions from British comedies, lots of traditions from that kind of classic British murder mystery as well, and blends them together.
Yeah,
We've done it about 1,200 times as the original cast, and we've seen it loads, and we still find it funny. So it's good. It's timeless.
That's great. You've been in it. You know what's coming up, and yet you can still be in the audience and find it funny. I mean, that does say a lot, doesn't it? But
People falling over is funny sometimes.
Always, and I do it a lot. But and I don't get paid for it. But Nancy, I mean, what's it like being part of the cast? Because I know you've got a new cast right now. You're sort of stepping back, but you're very much involved, of course, in it all. But what's it like being in it?
It's the most joyous show ever to be in, I think, because there's so many laughs. Like, I think we all met as Mischief when we were about 19, and we did a lot of improv for ages, and we did lots of comedy. But The Play That Goes Wrong was actually the first written thing we ever did. So we had this incredible journey going from the Old Red Lion pub to the Duchess via Trafalgar Studios and a tour, and like we started this to about 6 people in a pub. We just thought it was really funny, but now it's become so big. It's so joyful to know that what you find funny, loads of other people also enjoy.
Yeah.
And to be in it, it's kind of really indulgent as a performer, because if you do other shows, like we did a show called The Comedy About a Bank Robbery immediately afterwards, and like it was much more, it had like music in it, and it was a kind of spy thing, and it was like really, it was really different. And I think going back to The Play That Goes Wrong, it is literally a laugh a minute, and it's so amazing.
So many successful things, by the way, start in pubs as well. I'm just thinking of QI in the Falkland Arms just down the road from here. So, you know, but Henry, in terms of, because you're one of the co-writers, the co-creators of this play. So when you sit down, I mean, you know, around a table with a pen and paper, or however you do that, you, I guess, have a bit of a plan, you have a vision, it starts forming, you think, oh, we've got something really good here. But what did you visualise? What was your aspiration for this play when it was completed?
Well, I think initially, I don't think our aspirations were very huge. I mean, I think we wanted to do a run at the Old Red Lion, and that was our plan. And we had a
that
slot.
was it. That was big.
That was kind of what we thought we would do, and then we maybe sort of thought it would go on and have a short run after that. I mean, even after we did the tour in 2014, we'd done a 6-month tour of the 2-act version. We were a couple of years into it by then. Even then, I think we thought we might do, 8 weeks in the West End was what we were talking about, maybe over the summer, do a couple of months, and now we've ended up doing just gone 8 years. So I think we never really expected it to sort of blow up in the way that it has. We wrote it in a very kind of low-key way. I mean, so myself and the other 2 writers, Henry Shields and Jonathan Sayer, were living together at the time. And we all were working different jobs, different hours. So we did the writing very late at night. It was the only time we were kind of all together.
A bit like the young ones then, really. I'm sort of getting,
Yeah.
Absolutely, definitely. So we were putting the whole thing together piece by piece then, and it's grown over years, and all the guys in the original cast had a huge input, especially in those kind of early days when we were first putting it on. We developed it, and we were fortunate, I think, to do lots and lots of runs of it, because we kept refining it until we got sort of to the West End, when we thought we had a really kind of good definitive.
We're awful to work with for stage management, because we keep changing the scripts. Like almost every night of the tour there would be a new joke that would go in, and if it wasn't good it would come out that night. If somebody thought of something else, it would go in that day. And people keeping up with us as a group it must have been really annoying.
Henry, do you still, though, get that buzz? When every single performance, you get the same buzz as you did when it opened in the West End for the very first time?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really exciting. I mean, obviously, it's more established now, and so it's a different kind of thing. Now it's about keeping the show maintained and up to that standard, and that's going to be exciting in a different way. And sort of every year or so, it's really exciting to welcome a new group of actors who take it on and make it their own. And I have to say, the current cast we've got at the West End at the moment are just brilliant. They really are genuinely fantastic, so funny. So I think it's a great time to go and see it and enjoy them do it.
I just think people are scrambling. Actually, actors are scrambling to be part of the play that goes wrong. And I mean, it's exciting because, as I mentioned, it's been extended for a year in the West End. That must have been quite a sort of a celebratory moment when you heard that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we're thrilled, and the theatre have just extended it now through until October next year, which is amazing. I think it's real sort of shows that they've got lots of faith in it, and I think we're really, really excited. And it's always just such a delight whenever I go down there to see 8 shows a week. To see people just having a brilliant time and escaping the world and having
whole families as well, like young kids and older people. Like it's you could bring your entire family, and it's really nice to see different generations laughing at the same thing. Like I don't think you'd get that a lot, especially for big West End shows. Like you either kind of really love a specific musical or you don't, and maybe you're going with your kids to see one specifically. But this you can actually go to with your kids and your grandparents or whatever, and
it kind of
all laugh together.
It goes back to those moments, for me, I suppose, late 70s and the 80s, watching classic British comedy around the television with my parents and my brother, and that good all-round family entertainment, and this is exactly what it is. So look, Nancy, how can people get tickets?
Well, you can go to theplaythatgoeswrong.com. You can also get tickets just on the Mischief website. But yeah, we do 4 performances every weekend, so it's a lovely one for families and people that work 9 to 5s that don't want to go out in the evenings. That there's 4 shows. We're one of the only shows in the West End that do 2 matinees. So the cast work really hard Friday to Sunday, but
the hardest working
brilliant.
cast in
Honestly.
the West End.
Yeah.
Well, look, thank you very much to the both of you. It's been great to have you both on, and you can see the Olivier Award-winning The Play That Goes Wrong until October 2023 at the Duchess Theatre in London's West End.